Hi guys, my name is Kazuma, and I want to show you guys this, you know, my Nova Grappler deck, and this is this is very important or special to me because when I was just starting to get into Vanguard V series, and to me V series was one of the best, but not as good as G series or the original series. I have a ranking for those. Maybe next time I'll talk about it. Uh, as of now, I just wanted to say that this deck is very special to me because first of all, when I was first starting out in V series, this is actually my first full build deck. Now, uh, people are telling me to update to Beast Deity or God Hand or whatever. Uh, I didn't really update because I really like Perfect Raizer. I like the multiple attacks and assured counter charge. So I didn't really change my mind. I still stick to Perfect Raizer. Anyways, enough with the intro. Let's start. First of all, you need the 4 Perfect Raizers. The ability of this is that when it attacks, counter bless 2, two of your rear guards in the front row restand. My favorite. When attack hits, if you have a Raizer card name in its soul, counter charge, and one of your units gets plus 5,000 until the end of the turn. So, very powerful. Next, Maximum Raizer. When it attacks the Vanguard while not boosted, this unit gets plus 10,000 at the end of the battle. So, very useful as well. In terms of battling with this guy, do not, you're not supposed to boost him. I would recommend putting this guy in the Accel circle. So, you know, it's very important to have him in the battlefield. Strong power. It's next. Your second in command, Ashura Kaiser. When your drive check reveals a grade 2 or greater card, restand one of your rear guards. And if the revealed card is a grade 3 or greater, counterblast, and that rear guard gets plus 10,000. So very powerful. And in terms of its synergy, if you don't have Perfect Raizer in your hand, using Ashura Kaiser is very, dependable. You can use Ashura Kaiser as your second Vanguard. Next, Battle Door Fighter. Another second Vanguard, but this one is also useful as a rear guard. I'll read its skill. First of all, as a Vanguard, Counter Blast and Soul Blast. Choose one of your units in the battle of the turn, and that unit 2 to guard. So you need 2 Guardians to guard. Counter Blast, Soul Blast. Next, when it attacks the Vanguard, if you have 3 or more rear guards, this unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of the battle. So 17k, and I would recommend placing this guy in the Accel circle as well. Next, high-powered Raizer Custom. When placed, you may call a Battle Raizer from your soul to the rear guard, the same column as this unit. When this unit attack hits, counter plus 1, put a Battle Raizer on your rear guard into your soul, and one of your, rear guards restands. It's another one. Now, I recommend that if you're in the second turn, people keep saying, should I use this skill? Should I not? Use the skill. Trust me. In battles, I'm able to do a lot of damage with this guy. I can do barrages of attacks. It's one of my favorites. Next, Odd Puncher Selnoin. When your drive check is a front trigger, this unit gets a critical, so you get best of both worlds. If you have a front row, front trigger, it translates to a critical, so you get a power up and a critical. So two for one deal. This is God Hand support, like I said, but I placed it in this deck because I feel like you can actually make him work. In terms of a Vanguard player back in my time, I would describe myself as a mid B rank to A rank battler because I was able to beat a lot of opponents, but there are new metas coming out, but my deck is usually underestimated. in tournaments, I use this a lot, and I'm able to make it into the mid-finals. So, you know, this deck is very special to me. Like I said, it's a weird deck because it's a hybrid of all sorts of support, but I think I can make this work. So, if there's a front trigger, gets plus critical. Next, Burst Raizer. When your Vanguard attacks, Counter Blast, Soul Blast, restand this unit and your opponent has 4 more damage zone. This unit gets plus 3,000. So, another restander that's independent and plus 3k. Very powerful, but it's only 2 because I don't want to, have too much of him around. But it's very useful to have a unit that would restand himself. Next is Stylish Hustler. This is a very useful card in my opinion. When your other rear guard is retired due to an ability, Soul Blast 1, put that card into your hand. So, the retired unit, because if you're gonna go battle Nova Grapplers, many people know that, the rear guards are the targets. So if I'm fighting Kagero, this guy is able to counter that skill of retire, or if you're battling Blaster Blade or Blaster Dark. Next, when it attacks, this unit gets 3,000 until of the battle for each card in your damage zone. So that's very useful. Like if you have like 4 damage, 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's like 12,000 plus 9. This guy is very, powerful in my opinion. He's able to, generate a lot of power based on the damage. It's like, it's like having, I forgot, the angel deck. So yeah, it depends on the damage zone. Next, Gain X2. When your drive check is a front trigger, stand this unit. So free stand triggers. In V Premium or V Series, they don't have stand triggers. For this guy, it translates as a stand trigger, so a free stand. Then that's very powerful and helpful to the battle. Next, Raizer Custom. Put a card from your hand into your soul. This unit can attack on the first turn, minus drive check. When your other rear guard is in the same column as this unit, you may, stand this unit as well. So, very, powerful and very useful, especially for barrages of attacks. Now, in terms of, its first skill, I hear people ask me that would it be advisable to, attack first? My answer to that is yes. Trust me, because having the first, damage and you're able to put a disadvantage to your opponent, that's very useful because, going first has its flaws. If you're going first, yes, you could go to the Vanguard first, but if you're able to reach a high level first, you're able to, do something about it. And what I like about this unit is that your opponent is still a grade 0 and you're already punching him. So I think that's kind of brutal, not gonna lie. Next, Drill Duel, another unit I like. When it boosts, discard a card from your hand until the end of the opponent would have to call 2 to guard. So discard a card from your hand, and if this thing supports 2 to guard. Pressure to your opponent. Because usually when people fight Nova Grapplers, they, just say no guard, no guard, no guard. In this case, they need to guard twice. Now, let's go to my controversial card of the day. Grit Bengal. People ask me, why would you put this guy on a Raizer deck? And I'm like, the reason why I placed this guy on a Raizer deck is because if you guys notice the cards I have in my deck profile, it's very weird, but I'm able to make this all work. I'm able to utilize a lot of aspects from other decks and make it fit the Nova Grappler style. Now for Grit Bengal, when placed, reveal a front trigger from your hand and put it on top of your deck. So, it's like Oracle Think Tank. and this secures a trigger. And there's actually a combo with this. I just want to make this clear. There's, you know, with Selnoin and Gain X2, all of these guys cooperate pretty well. So having them together is pretty good because this guy, front trigger, the free stand up plus critical. So that's very powerful and perfect Raizer. Like I said, it's gonna restand 2 rear guards, but if there's a front trigger already, this one stands up for free. So you could do more attacks, and the power up is already, you know, assured. Plus you got a critical, so that's my favorite. Now let's go to the triggers. Let's talk about the triggers. Red Lightning. Why would you? People would ask me, why would you put a critical trigger in this deck? I usually put a critical trigger in this deck just to mess with people, because whenever I played with this deck, people always assume I would put all of them to be a front trigger. But in my opinion, you should put a critical trigger to mess with them. Because when they least expect it, they would say no guard, and this guy pops up, then bam, it ruins their whole playstyle synergy. So confusing your opponent is very important. Keeping them unfocused, you know, imbalanced, that's one way to defeat them. Next, Tree Cannonball, which is front trigger. Turbo Raizer, front trigger as well. Next, Twin Blader, perfect guard. Next, Wallboy, heal trigger. And of course, my starting Vanguard is Battle Raizer. Anyways, I think that's all for today. If you guys, you know, like my deck profile, leave a message. You guys can DM me in Discord. We could talk about strategies. My strategy in Vanguard is very unique, and you know, I could teach you guys what I know about Vanguard. But of course, I would see myself, or you know. Oh wait, I forgot. I almost ended the video. Sorry. For this deck, I would usually run Axel 2. Axel 2 is better because you need it to draw a card. Axel 1 is good as well, but yeah, it's not advisable anymore. People prefer Axel 2 because you get to draw a card. So as much as possible, use Axel 2. Anyways, that's really all for today. This deck is very special to me because in tournaments I'm able to, you know, dominate and destroy a lot of opponents with it, but there are moments when I also lose, but I don't make it easy. Anyways, that's all for today. Peace out.